1. Hey guys, we are live. Happy inauguration day. Wow, Trump's conquest has begun. My name is Jason J. Daniel. I am live right now on X, on Rumble, and on YouTube. Rumble, love me some Rumble. They've been good to me. This is a really great streaming program. I use Rumble Studio. Shout out Rumble. YouTube, don't like you too much. You guys are a bag of dicks, just like the mainstream media, but we'll get to that in a second. They like to shadow ban me on YouTube, but it's all good. But I love X. X is my favorite app right now. TikTok, not so much, but I have 8,000 followers on TikTok, so you can follow me there. Again, my name is Jason J. Daniel. I like to talk about current events. I am, again, streaming live on 3 platforms. The chat is open, so if you are watching this, check out my live chat, guys, and I really, really appreciate you watching. What a crazy day, man. Wild day in America. Really wild day in America. I've got my notes over here, so if you hear that moving around. What an incredible day. It's finally here. Finally here. Oh, let me do a little camera adjustment. Sorry, guys. Finally here. Let me check my check us on we're live on X, so let me check that out. We have to make sure our audio is good. Sorry, guys. Finally here. Audio is great. Yeah, so what a great day in America, because it's a great day for everybody. It doesn't matter if you are loving the Trump, if you're not loving the Trump, if you don't love Trump the conqueror, then you're stuck with him. But I'm a traditional guy. I'm an independent guy. I'm traditional minded. I can't stand a lot of what has gone on in the last 4 years, I'm going to be honest. So I'm excited that we have a new chapter. Trump has conquered. If you are still of the mindset that this is a dream and that he's somehow the election's going to be overturned or whatever, you need to stop wasting time. It's over for all of you folks that are on the on the bag of dicks train. Let's just be honest. If you are going to continue to call him all these terrible things and say he's a felon and all this stuff, that's your right. Free speech, cool. Knock yourself out. You're wasting your time. Donald Trump's not going anywhere. He hasn't gone anywhere for 12 years. Well, 8 years, right? Yeah, no, 8 years. You have to understand. Yeah, 12 years. 2000. No, sorry, 8 years. My math is terrible. 16. Yeah, he hasn't gone anywhere, and he's not going anywhere. He has done a lot of massive changes already on day one. He's already back to being vintage Trump. He brought his posse. He brought his billionaire bad boys club. He has now developed a club of billionaire, almost zillionaires, billionaire bad boys. You've got millionaire billionaires. You've got obviously Elon. You've got Mark Zuckerberg is now on the Trump train. You got Bezos, Amazon. You've got rocket guys building rockets, man. They are there with Trump. Trump has the backing of almost every industry in the United States. And he looks like he might be getting the backing of the world. I mean, they're getting peace deals done. I mean, today was fantastic if you're an American. I know half of the country's upset. You might be upset at me and listening to me and hating me for what I'm saying. And that is why Trump is good for you, because we can't hate each other anymore, guys. All we've been doing is hating each other in this country. We've been hating each other because we don't like each other's politics. We've been hating each other because we wanted to embarrass Trump voters and we wanted them to feel shitty. Well, that time is up, because all of the hatred towards Trump voters has now turned into a victory, and Trump is now a conqueror. You guys, and I'm going to speak to you guys that have attacked Trump and done everything you could to try to support this movement of destroying Donald Trump, It has backfired on you guys, all of you guys. That if you voted against Trump, it's cool. That's your job as an American. If you didn't like vintage Trump, now you have vintage Trump 2.0 because it was more than just the voting against him. It was the absolute campaign of hatred. And let's be honest, the radical anarchists in our government tried to put him in prison for years, years, and they couldn't do it. And now all of those court cases have evaporated. He now has the ultimate power in the world. I mean, he's got the nuclear button now. As of 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock on the Pacific Coast, Donald Trump is now the boss of America. He's your boss, guys. And he's got everybody supporting him. And if you didn't watch the inauguration, I'm sure you'll see clips of it. Most people have watched it. If you got a chance to check out the inauguration, you'll be able to see what's coming. One, Trump the Conqueror is not going to be the same Trump that you expect him to be. Now he's vintage Trump, you know, the jokes that don't make sense, the very long rambling speeches. I mean, it kills me. The bad sarcasm, the nastiness with people that oppose him, that's never going away. But you're going to see a more efficient, a smarter Trump, because he can't be fooled by the deep state. Just look at what he's already doing. He's flipping the script on everything. He is signing so many executive orders today. It's wild. He just pardoned the J6 crew. They call them the J6 hostages. I'm not sure about that. But everybody that stormed the Capitol in the riot, I have a hard time calling it an insurrection. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I have a hard time with it. And I'm more educated than most of you on it because I watched every single episode of the trial. I did. The J6 committee, I watched every single episode. I read everything I could read. I kept track. And then we find out the FBI had agent provocateurs in there. I've seen the videos. It wasn't what you think it was. And now it doesn't even count because Trump took all that animosity and everything that you guys threw at him. Okay, I'm just talking, just being straight to you. And he flipped the script on everybody. And tonight, around 8 o'clock, I think, Eastern, he signed a pardon for all of the J6 rioters. Okay, everybody. Now, I'm assuming there's a couple of people that did some dastardly stuff that is not going to get a pardon. Somebody that attacked somebody, a police officer, I get that. But most of them got pardoned. So Biden was like he did like 3,000 pardons or something crazy. Trump's catching up. He caught up today. He's pardoned a lot of people that were related to the whole controversy of January 6th, 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago, right? So wild day for America. So in the media, still a bag of dicks, guys. The media really just went too far. They went too far. And again, if you're just joining me, I'm live. Welcome to the Jason J. Daniels Show. Follow me everywhere. X, TikTok still alive. Trump signed an executive order to keep TikTok alive. So for those of you that just absolutely hate Trump, well, I don't know what to tell you. Continue to hate him. Continue to call him all these terrible things. Continue to say the R word, which was not proven in court. He was not convicted of that, which I don't understand why people can't get it in their brain that if you're not convicted of something, I mean, what are you going to do, man? It just makes you look like sour grapes to continue to preach this thing that didn't happen. But he's your conqueror, man. Look, Trump has won. And it's easier to just be cool with it and figure out that if a lot of these things go right, you're going to benefit as an American. So back to TikTok. Yeah, he signed he signed an executive order keeping TikTok alive indefinitely while they're in the process of making a deal. So for you folks that are upset at Trump, he saved TikTok. If you're a TikToker, he saved it. And I didn't realize there was so much American money wrapped up in TikTok for people making a living. I know that sounds ignorant, but I didn't realize it's basically a segment of the American economy comes from TikTokers making money. That's wild. Now, I am monetized on TikTok, so it can happen. I mean, I do it. I only have 8,000 followers. I don't have 800,000 or 8 million. Well, I guess that's a lot, but some people do. And I guess the economy the American economy is affected by TikTokers so much that Trump was compelled to sign this executive order. And a lot of his cabinet said, you got to do this because it's going to affect, it was like putting people out of jobs, which is wild. So I think it's interesting. We can talk about that later, maybe in a different show. We've really talked about that a lot for weeks. But look, it's over. He signed it. It's an indefinite executive order. So yeah, follow me on TikTok if you want. So Trump, he brought his bros club. You had millionaire Joe Rogan there. You had Elon. You had the Zuck there, Mark Zuckerberg, which is wild, man. He's got all these guys worshiping at his throne. It's the power of winning. The power of winning. That's what happens when you win, when you are a conqueror. So some interesting stuff today. Obviously, you know what's interesting is Trump did the same stuff he does, and the media really focused on the billionaire bros. Social media, the mainstream media, really focused on Elon and his guys, and there was some interesting stuff. Now, let me just share with you. So in fact, usually Trump gets all the negative press, which he really didn't get that much negative press, honestly, because he behaved until a little later on. He went off his script a little bit and started talking shit about people, which is what he does. Well, maybe that is his script. But the billionaire bros are the ones that were actually kind of acting up, which is great. In fact, Conor McCocaine, that wild MMA guy, very famous, world famous, that guy was there for the inauguration, which is crazy. And it makes me just go, okay, well, if he's in town, he actually is. He wins the prize for being the craziest person in Washington, D.C. today. Trump's number 2. McGregor is way crazier than Trump. McGregor actually has been convicted of shit that you guys accuse Trump of, but he was there. So take it for what it is. If you think Trump attracts those kind of mean, misogynistic bro guys, I don't know. It is what it is. You can call it toxic masculinity. Let me get some water here. But in some cases, it's not always that. It's, men have testosterone, guys build stuff, that build rockets. I mean, Elon and Zuckerberg and Bezos, these guys have literally changed the world. They're not the only tech guys that were there, but there was a lot of bro guys, a lot of comedians, a lot of YouTubers. The Paul brothers were there. There was 2 sections. If you saw, I'm sure you saw 2 sections where you could be in the rotunda or you could be like downstairs in the overflow. A lot of those guys were in the overflow. But I think Rogan and some of the main guys were actually in the rotunda, and the big heavy hitters, tech guys, were on the stage with Trump. And, it was a whole cast of characters, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I just think that our government runs so efficiently, even though we have drama and we're fighting each other and we've got all sorts of, everyone's calling each other criminals and stuff. In some cases, it's legit. But I do think the American experiment is working. And I just felt very patriotic. In fact, when Carrie Underwood, that was crazy. Carrie Underwood, there's a video, I might find it for you and show you. Her music went out and they came to her. There's a clip on X, and they came to her and said, "You got no music?" And she's like, you could see her mouthing the words, "No music." And she's like, "Let's just go." No hesitation. It's amazing. Like, that was a GOAT move, man. Carrie Underwood impressed me, and I'm not a huge fan. I don't listen to her music at all. I know who she is, but I'm not a country fan. But I was absolutely impressed by how she just nailed it. Not only said, "Let me just do it," but she nailed it a cappella with the pressure of the world, man. We're talking 100 million eyeballs on this moment, like the entire world. And it will be immortalized forever in 4K. And she nailed it. She should be so proud, man. If you're a Carrie Underwood fan, be proud of that. That was insane. That was just, it made me, like, I got tears in my eyes when I saw that there was, like, not the song, but like that moment, just like the whole thing where it's like, this is America, man. Like, we should, we're so busy. We should celebrate America. We have been so busy for the last 4 years. And this is where my traditional values come in, my libertarian values. we have been so busy worshiping every other country and everybody's problems and getting involved in the problems of the world and saying America second, and downplaying the value of what we do in this country and the American experience and the American dream and the ingenuity and American excellence. It is preposterous how much we have turned off our own American pride, man, to allow the rest of the world to take our focus away from us. And sometimes we got to focus on us. I mean, I appreciate focusing on the world, but we have focused on the world so much and gotten into so many wars and brought over everybody's folks, and our border's been completely opened up. It's just like, what's going on, man? Like, where is the American excellence? Where is the order to what we do? And we all know that there were reasons why certain things happened. Our government made a lot of choices over the last let's say 6 years, going back to COVID, 5 years, that we're not really hip to. And a lot of these things didn't pan out and it made things worse. But we're still here, right? And I just feel like it's an amazing resurgence, especially with the billionaire bros, the tech guys, the guys that are controlling AI and Tesla and rockets. Bezos is shooting rockets off, and Facebook's been controlling our data. These guys are ready to get on board, and that's what's amazing. They're ready to get on board, and everything they want to do should benefit us. Now, it's the job of the government to make that happen, and you might feel completely annoyed or afraid or disgusted that you've got all of these guys, tech guys, that close to the president and in the administration and helping with decision making. But this is the future. The future is tech. The future is TikTok. The future is social media. It's X. This is the future, guys. And I think it's better these guys are on board and in the administration than out of the administration. That's what I think. So I kind of went on a tangent, but let me show you a little something. Let me jump here to a little something, and I'll check the chat in a second. Okay, let me share the screen. Listen, now here's where the media just became a bag of dicks today. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm going to show you this moment. I don't know if you saw this moment, but Elon got excited. He did like 6 minutes of a little speech. He got on the stage and was at the rally. There was a rally right after the swearing in ceremony. And so Trump was doing the lunch and all these things at the Capitol. And then everybody else moved to the rally because it was so cold. So they did have a rally. I'm not huge on the rallies. I don't know if I'd ever go to a rally. I'm not a MAGA person, but it was cool. It was really cool to see everybody. And it was cool that they'd had the rally. It was safe and warm and secure. I think it was important. It was nice. I thought it was efficient. I thought it was a smart move to move everybody indoors, keep everybody safe. Nobody needs to get frostbite. Nobody needs to get sick. And that's always going to happen when you have a million people or something trying to get into the inauguration area. I know it displaced a lot of people. I know a lot of people traveled and they couldn't, get close to the action. I feel for you. I get that. I've been to DC. I know it's difficult to get around. I know it's very small. The government, all that stuff is very small in one area. So it's a lot of people. It's very difficult, and it's a difficult thing to manage. If you've never been to DC, it is a difficult thing. I can't on the Capitol Mall, I can't imagine like 1 million people out there. I just can't, which is what you would be looking at. And I can't imagine the cold and all of the logistics and obviously the security. That just seems like a nightmare. It's so clustered, and you've got all these like different ways. It's just very difficult in the airspace. So I get it. I just, I think it was good. Let's just get through it, right? I'm like, just get the show on the road. Get him inaugurated. Get the show on the road. So anyway, they got the show on the road, but they had this rally, and you had Elon, and Elon started to get a little wild, and he did this. Now, I don't agree with this title here. I'm just playing this because it's available to play. But I don't agree he gave a fascist salute, but I'll let you watch it for yourself. He's pretty funny. How herky-jerky is. Now watch this. Nope, you know what? I didn't share it. Sorry, guys. I feel bad.
It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
My bad. Let's rewind this a little bit.
This one
here we go.
really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Okay, so that was a little awkward. I'm going to be honest. It was a little weird. It came off weird. Now, when the clips first got circulated by MSNBC, they cut out the part where he said, "My heart goes out to you." Now, I've never been in a situation like that. I'm not going to judge the guy for making a weird movement. I mean, he's got thousands of people in there. He's a herky-jerky guy, if you haven't noticed. He does weird shit. It wasn't some Nazi fascist salute. Now, PBS called it fascist. Earlier on X, they called it Nazism, and MSNBC said he was doing a Nazi salute. It's preposterous. Look, if you want to see that, cool. You can see it all day long. But let me show you something else, okay? If you're going to say that that's Nazism, well, what is this? Hold on. Let me stop this. Okay, boom. Watch this. Look at this. There are pictures of other politicians. Everybody's done it. Everybody's done this arm thing. You can find a clip of anybody doing a movement and say it's a thing. Okay, so I watched it. At first, I was like, that's odd. But then I saw the other side of the clip where he said, "Hey, my heart." In fact, I want you to know that the first, with the clip we just watched where he did this, and then he turned around and did it behind him. The clip when it was first circulated, that wasn't in there. So you just saw him do that to the front of the crowd, and then they ended the clip. You didn't see him talk about his heart. You've got my heart. You didn't see him do it on the other. You just didn't see the context. So if you're going to say that he's doing a Nazi salute or whatever, you're trying way too hard. You're being a bag of dicks like the media. So they focused on that, which I thought was pointless. But, look, it's odd. And I mean, sorry, hit my mic there. I wouldn't recommend it. It came off a little odd. But people do stuff in situations that there's a lot of pressure. Look, he was jumping around earlier on the stage. There's a lot that goes on when you're there. I mean, come on. This is the biggest moment of his life. I mean, he's had some big moments, but this has got to be one of the biggest moments. He helped elect a president. Without Elon and without Joe Rogan let's be honest, he was very instrumental. The podcasters were instrumental. Without them being instrumental, I mean, I think everybody knows, man, that it just wouldn't have happened. It was crazy. Let's see here. I'm going to try to find the Zucker. Okay, so let's talk about the Zuck gone wild. That was pretty funny. Okay, this one's really great. All right, so this is a really great clip here. Hold on, let me jump back in. All right, let me share my screen again. This one's pretty awesome. All right, so you had Elon doing the old weird, odd herky-jerky thing, which got him in trouble. Trump's not the craziest one today. Now check out this. We've got the Zuck. Now this is Jeff Bezos. There's Bezos. There's his fiance. There's Zuck, the Zuckerberg. Check this action out. He's losing track of his eyes. They might have been even joking at the moment about what she was wearing, right? Because look, he looks up, he looks at Bezos and laughs, right? So it's pretty funny. And even look at Bezos, he looks like he's trying to crack a joke for a second, right? And so, hey, there you go. That's pretty funny. So he's getting roasted for eye contact with the low cut. I'm not sure what that blouse thing is. Let me just be honest. I don't want to say the words wrong. I'm a dude, so I'm not really hip to what that's called. A bustier, is that okay? I'm an ex-hairdresser and I know fashion, but I don't know that fashion. So look, I thought it was classy. I thought it was hot. I was like, cool. She's gorgeous. Let's rock. But apparently a lot of people hated that. Not what Zuck did. I mean, he was getting roasted, but which is pretty funny. But apparently, a lot of people hated the fact that she wore that. In fact, a lot of ladies on X and on Instagram and TikTok killing her today, killing Jeff Bezos's is it fiance Lorena Sanchez? Am I saying that right? It's I believe, Lorena Sanchez. She is an ex, a news journalist. I think she worked in Los Angeles TV. I believe so. I could be wrong. But she's a woman that's very classy, professional, right? And these ladies are killing her, calling her all sorts of trashy names, saying she brought down the inauguration, saying she's low class, like jealousy to the max. So here's my thing. All of you folks, ladies, if you're a lady, guy, whoever, if you're hating on her, you have the problem. Even Megyn Kelly, who I really like, I'm hot and cold with her, but I happen to be hot with her right now. I really like her. That came out wrong, but you know what I'm saying. She just started killing her on X, just calling her trashy and stuff. And I'm like, I get it. It's not your style, but look, she's married to a rocket man, or she's going to be married to a rocket man, one of the richest guys in the world. He's like number 2, right? Like a billionaire. Like, so they live in a world the rest of us don't live in. So she has choices you don't have. She can do that. Look, I think it's misogynistic for a man to attack her for what she wore. I think it's crazy for a woman to attack her. I think it's hypocritical. So that's my opinion. I think don't attack her. She's gorgeous. She's hot. Let her wear it, man. So yeah, I was really shocked. And I even posted something about it. I was like super shocked that she was treated like that. Just a lot of negativity. And what's also interesting is Fetterman. Fetterman, he wore a hoodie. I'm sure you saw it. A lot of stuff you guys have seen. I'm not going to show you the clips. Fetterman, but we're doing a cool recap. We're doing it. I could have brought a guest on, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun just to just talk to you guys about today. So Fetterman, he wore his hoodie, his black hoodie. They call them gym shorts. They're not gym shorts. They're basketball shorts. Okay. Somatics, but they look like a gray basketball, and he looked like he's wearing Birkenstocks or something. I gotta say, other than like wearing a shorts in like whatever 0-degree weather or whatever it was, which is wild, I can understand. It's him. It's his brand. It's his thing. He never wears a suit. I mean, maybe he wore in a debate. You think he wore a suit in the debate that he had the word salad or whatever, and maybe on the campaign trail. But I mean, the guy never wears a suit. So the dudes are killing him for that. I was watching reporters killing him for that. I'm like, come on. I mean, I get it. They're like, hey, it's historic. I understand. I do understand if you're saying, hey, it's history, you got to have some sort of chill, be traditional. I get that. For him, wear a suit. For her, wear some clothes that are see-through or whatever. I get that. But I just think it's a little hypocritical. Come on. Look, it's not a big deal. Let her wear what she wants to wear. I mean, I used to be annoyed by Fetterman a little bit too, but you know what? The guy's a really good politician and he's sensible. I'm like, look, just be fucking sensible. Wear what you want to wear. Not a problemo. So speaking though of problems, I have something that a lot of things happened today. I mentioned a lot of things. We'll wrap up. Okay. So you got Connor McCocaine showing up in town. Obviously he's probably getting in trouble tonight. You got that guy, you got the Logan, the Jake Paul guys, you got wrestlers there. Hulk Hogan was supposed to be there. I didn't see him. You got Zuckerberg thinking it was Prime Day, but he was checking out the wrong Amazon cart. So he said that was the wrong cart. Bezos was like, wrong cart, man. Get the other cart. So it wasn't his Prime Day. Was Zuckerberg's wife there? I don't know. But the Zuck was there. And you got Elon getting a little wild and doing some weird herky-jerky stuff. So the billionaire boys got into more trouble than Trump did today. But Trump kept busy. I got to hand it to him. If you haven't watched him signing those executive orders, watch those clips. He's just knocking that shit out. Trump's really serious. You didn't take him serious. A lot of you guys didn't. He's very serious. Donald Trump's serious about transforming America. He closed the border today, which is wild. There was that app that you could get if you were trying to get into the country and you were getting an appointment. There was an app. He shut the app down. It is not ever going to work again. There were people that had appointments to come across the border today to get asylum. They just check you in and you go, and on the app you get an appointment like at the DMV, and you show up in 4 months or something, and most people don't show back up because they're already in the country. And then they get all these free things from San Diego County, or the Texas border, or whatever, the Arizona border. They just have all these things set up for folks to just walk right in, while you have American citizens struggling to pay their bills. I just don't think it's fair. So that's my thing. I don't think it's fair. But anyway, Trump shut that down. So the mainstream media, which they're a bag of dicks, they obviously have people ready to cry. They had a lady dressed up in really nice winter gear. She looked like she's getting taken care of, crying and weeping, and because she can't get in. Guys, you knew this was going to happen, man. And you know how I feel? I mean, it's a hard thing. It's very difficult, but this is how I feel. This is Joe Biden's fault, man. Because before Biden opened the border up in Harris to let it just be a free-for-all for 4 years, and you know it happened. We all know it happened. Immigration was happening, a lot of illegal immigration, okay? And we were working through it. Even Trump didn't fully close the border. He tried to clamp down on it. He tried to build the wall, whatever. There's a lot, whether he finished it or not, there's a lot of questions about that. That's in the past. But the one thing you know now is he's going to build the wall. He signed an executive order to get the military out there to build that wall. And he shut the border down. And so, yes, there's a lot of folks that would love to get into the country. And I'm more concerned about the children than you might realize. That hurts me. It hurts me to think I can't. In fact, it hurts me so much when I think about the children, the crisis with the children and what has happened at the border. I can't think about it because it is that depressing. Like, I emotionally feel completely injured by that crisis, and I can't do anything, right? I feel, I just feel for the little babies. The story. It's not just you can't get in. It's the tragic stories. We all know this, but we ignore it. And it's hard. I get it. I don't blame anyone. It's hard for me to think about it. So my point is, I get it. But because of what Biden and Harris did, letting it become a free-for-all with no law and order, it is an absolute disaster. And now it has to be shut. So don't blame Trump. Blame Biden. Because if they had just kept things going, the stuff that Trump established the first day they opened the border, they're like, Trump's a racist because he wants law and order on the border. Everybody did. But the Biden administration really, stopped building the wall, starts selling the wall, just bullshit, crazy stuff just to spite Trump. And what they did was they hurt us. They hurt the migrants trying to come through. They hurt the immigrants coming through illegally. They hurt everybody. So it's Biden Corleone's fault, man. The godfather of the last 4 years has been Joe Biden, zombie Biden. And you guys that let him off the hook are nuts. Because where's the accountability? Look, when Trump was, when the I'll balance it out for you. When the J6 stuff went down, I watched the entire thing. I watched everything. And I came to a lot of conclusions. One of the conclusions I came to was Donald Trump did cause some of that shit. I came to that conclusion. The evidence does show that, yes, Trump did do some shit that didn't help. It wasn't all his fault. And it wasn't all Congress's fault. And it wasn't all the people's fault. It was the deep state's fault. You call me a conspiracy theorist. There were FBI agent provocateurs in the crowd, And inside the Capitol, there's video of a couple of guys pretending to be Trump guys coming in and bumping the police and, pretending to get arrested. We know what was happening. There were guys that you still will never know who they are that broke shit, broke windows, brought people in. I'm not trying to bring that up, but I'm just saying Trump's not completely scot-free in my opinion on that. He lost me on that. I was like, that's terrible. For months, I was not happy with that. And I wasn't happy with Trump's response, the whole, and then the whole election results thing. There was a lot of drama that I wasn't happy with. So I personally held Trump accountable and was like, hey, this is at your feet. You're the boss. Okay. So people can do that. And you can also do it with Biden. So I'm not a fan of Biden. So it's easier for me. Let's be real. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. I've never been, because I've known his history for 50 years, 40 years, 30 years. I remember Biden always lying and always getting in trouble for it, and everybody making fun of him. Robin Williams, late night comedians made fun of Biden. Biden's a liar. He's a jerk. He lied about his college career. He lied about teaching. He lies about everything. Biden for years lied. He ran for president 4 times, rejected by the Democrats. He hung out. There were KKK Grand Dragon dudes in Congress in the 60s and 70s, okay? We had dudes that were elected to Congress that were literally card-carrying members of the KKK. Biden was cool with them, hung out with them, all sorts of shit. Joe Biden said all sorts of outrageous shit that he had to track. Joe Biden is a career politician that's corrupt to the max. We've known that. He was, when he was vice president, he was in charge of Afghanistan. He was over there all the time. He flew over there so much that there's a book I have on it that the generals were like, this guy's fucking shit up over here. Joe Biden messed with Ukraine. Remember the stuff where he called up he said, fire the attorney general who was investigating his son, or they were going to get some sort of, come on. So my point is, you can hold Joe Biden accountable just like you can hold Trump accountable. If you hate Trump and like Biden and Harris, you can still hold them accountable. If you hate Biden and you love Trump, you should still hold him accountable. Okay, as a citizen. So, but the one thing that I can't get over, and I'll never get over, 2 things. And I'll leave you with this tonight. Biden Corleone, he has graduated from a zombie Biden to a crime lord to me, because he has pardoned so many vicious killers and murderers. We're talking murderers. This morning, he wouldn't stop pardoning people. This morning, I'm not even talking about his family yet. This morning, he pardoned a guy who killed 2 FBI agents. The FBI agents going crazy on X. They're killing him, saying this is disgusting. They're the FBI now is mad at him because he was pardoning every criminal that you would never pardon. And the truth is, it's the deep state doing it through him. He's not doing it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He was barely even awake and aware of the inauguration today. And on top of that, he pardoned his family. Wild stuff. All the way back to 2014 or something, he gave his family a blanket pardon. And there's all sorts of clips on X of him saying 4 years ago, that was wrong. It's criminal. If Trump does it, he needs to go to jail. All of this stuff. Joe Biden's a hypocrite. But I'm not shocked. If you're 25, you might be shocked if you think he's awesome and you didn't know his history. But shame on you, because it's easy to see his history. Just fucking Google him. There's all sorts of video on YouTube of him doing outrageous shit and people roasting him for being a fucking liar. But people say that about Trump. That's fine. That's cool. Trump lies too. I'm not going to argue that, because I know that's what you're thinking when you hear me say the words about Biden. But we're talking about what he did. We're talking about what Biden did this morning. He pardoned his family. He pardoned Hunter. And look, the Department of Justice has already maintained, if you accept a pardon, it means you are accepting guilt. You are guilty of something if you accept a pardon. That's what the DOJ said, and that's at its established law. Attorney General, Department of Justice have established the interpretation of that, and I saw it myself. It's circulating on the internet. It is an admission of guilt. So, plus, when somebody gets a pardon, you got to tell them we're pardoning you, and you have to accept it. Fauci got it too. That's the other thing that makes me crazy. So he pardoned all the. So here's the other thing about J6. You might have been unimpressed with what I was saying earlier about my opinion about J6. And yes, I am now turning into a conspiracy theorist because of what Biden and Harris and the deep state have done for 4 years. They have proven all of the conspiracy theories right. And once again, we have more conspiracy theories proven right. We have the Biden crime family pardoned. He pardoned the J6 committee and all the witnesses against Donald Trump. Do you know what that means? It means there was perjury. If I testified against someone and you came to me and said, we're going to give you immunity for your testimony 3 years later or whatever, I'd be like, why do I need that? Or I'd say, thank you, because I perjured myself. There, come on. So Adam Schiff got pardoned. The Russiagate people got pardoned. Biden pardoned everybody. Milley, who is a traitor, and I don't use that word at all. He called China and said, if Trump wants to do a thing, I got your back. He called China. He said that on Joe Rogan. He said it in his book. He called China and said, hey, I'm concerned. If Trump wants to attack you, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to resist it. He said he'd have a coup d'etat. He told the Chinese. He got pardoned. Why would you pardon Milley if he didn't need it? We have had some, look, you may not agree, and maybe I sound like Alex Jones here, but we've had some serious bad actors in our government that have done some shit, that have supported our foreign adversaries, and Joe Biden pardoned every one of them today. I thought Hunter was bad. This is nothing now. He pardoned everybody in Russiagate and everybody in He pardoned the entire J6 committee. Why would you need that? It was a kangaroo court. When I watched the J6 stuff, half that stuff was completely preposterous. The whole thing was preaching and trying to mind control the public, and wasn't just, here's the evidence, what do you think? It was, this is what you should think, and here's our doctored evidence. They chopped up the footage. They pressured people, said they put them in prison. They threatened people to testify against Trump, and people broke, and they did. But it had no power as a kangaroo court. But he pardoned them anyway. But they did it all under oath with Congress. So, that's a problemo. There were FBI agents that testified. The whole thing's crazy. So that's bad. Cool. We can move past that. You guys can. I can't. But whatever. He's riding off in the sunset with Harris. It's fine. They got the ultimate fuck you today. Trump went up there when he's pledged. Right hand. When he pledged, after his pledge, he got up there and just started killing him in the speech and saying all the problems. Essentially, it's the worst administration before me. He laid him out. At least Trump will say it to your face or with you behind him. But Trump killed him. They were upset. You could tell Harris was upset. They had these like terrible, sad faces, and Trump the Conqueror just punched him down. Cool. That's what he does. Hey, he won. They did everything they could, and he won. But Biden Corleone did everything he could so he could feel like a winner, or the deep state, or maybe Joe Biden. I'm not sure who convinced him to do this shit, but his entire family got pardoned. So if they committed crimes or embezzled money, part of the money laundering, doesn't matter now. So let's talk about Fauci. The J6 is bad, but man, this one's worse for me. This one's worse. Joe Biden pardoned Fauci, and Fauci took the pardon. He told the media, well, I don't need it, but, hey, thanks, I'll take it. He needs it because he caused the pandemic. He was doing the experiments. We all know it. RFK wrote a book about Fauci's history. Insane. Did you know Fauci has Secret Service like the president? Fauci's had Secret Service protection. The amount is astronomical what we've been paying for that lunatic since the COVID crisis. Why would he need that protection? He is the highest paid member of our government, even makes more money than the president. He's been making money like that for 40 years or something. He was highly instrumental in screwing up the AIDS crisis with the vaccines. They were practicing with AIDS vaccines way back in the 80s. He's done animal experiments that would just turn your stomach. He's done clearly did human trials on us with COVID vaccine. RFK's book is incredible. It talks all about the history of Fauci. The first chapter made me freak out at how dangerous he was. Now, Trump's fault. Trump brought him in, but he was the guy. Everybody used him. Reagan, Bush, Trump, everybody used him. Then Biden brought him in, but Biden made him a god. And they forced that vaccine on people. Look, that the jury's still out. A lot of people think the vaccine was the most dangerous thing we've done. Like, they think it was a huge experiment. Most people think it was an experiment, but Fauci made millions off of the vaccine. And look, there's been congressional testimony. He's lied under oath. We've seen the emails. He was doing gain of function in the Wuhan. He was funding the Wuhan lab gain of function. I read about it a year before COVID happened. In 2019, I was reading articles in Newsweek and Wall Street Journal about stuff going on in a lab in Wuhan, and that there were guys going over there getting in trouble that were spying for the Chinese. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't connect it. Even after COVID happened, I didn't connect it. I mean, everybody from Jon Stewart to Hulk Hogan has said it came from a lab. And the mainstream media covered it up. We all know this. It's ancient history. But Fauci is guilty, man. We all knew it. Fauci's guilty. We all knew it. He changed our society forever. And then the whole, social distancing was a lie. He came out and told people to wear masks. Did you know after one of the major, like when they were curb the strain or whatever, with these silly campaigns with these silly names, and then they were demanding people mask. He went to a ball game without a mask, and he was captured that night after doing a press conference with Trump. He was sitting with two people without wearing a mask. The guy never believed in it. It was just a show. So look, he's guilty. We all knew it. He got pardoned today, and to me, it's disgusting. I don't know where we go from here with this stuff, man, because all the people that we knew that were creating chaos in our government and that were trying to put Trump in jail, whatever. Look, it failed. It backfired. And so I really believe their whole escape hatch was the pardon. All these guys, I really believe they were like, hey, our escape hatch is the pardon. And we're just gonna get pardoned. The crime family is gonna get pardoned. Hunter's gonna get pardoned. Fauci's gonna get pardoned. We're all just gonna get pardoned. So let's go all out. Everything they did to Trump is just not even. It's always been a waste. Ultimately, it boils down to a waste of our money as taxpayers. That's what it all boils down to. A waste of our money and resources. And that's what I'm hoping we get away from. I'm hoping we stop wasting our time and resources in the United States. Stop wasting our tax money. Stop going after us with 85,000 IRS agents with guns, going after aggressive action from most of these states are aggressively coming after you. And now the IRS, aggressive action with inflation. Did you notice the IRS did not decrease your taxes when inflation went up? They kept them the same. Trump decreased your taxes. Biden rolled back the tax breaks. We all paid more over 4 years. I don't know why the math's hard for people, but if you're an ideologue, cool. If you feel like you're going to lose your free speech rights, your reproductive rights, and you believe those things, I can't change your mind. The proof is in the pudding. If that happens, look, I can't say Trump won't do one of the things you're worried about, but I haven't seen the evidence that he will. I haven't seen it. All I'm seeing is that he's responding to what's been done to him for a year, 2 years. So yeah, it's going to be probably 90 days of him getting that out of his system where they do everything they can, open up all the documents. You think this is just the beginning? Look, Fauci and these cats, they're not immune from civil prosecution, or at least civil court. Sorry, prosecution is the wrong word. They're not immune from civil liability. So the pardon could just make it, basically put a civil target on these people for court, for lawsuits, for attorneys, for damages. The J6, I saw before I jumped on, the J6 folks, that the 1,500 folks that are all getting pardoned, they're all going to file a class action against the government, Biden, and all those people. Like, they're naming everybody. So I think that instead of calling everybody fascists and Nazis and Trump's going to take away your rights, I think there's a lot of these people that have been spearheading that propaganda, which is propaganda. I think that they're going to be really busy worrying about the lawsuits, not from Trump, but from everybody else, because we're all in the crossfire. The one thing that these people don't care about, and maybe you don't realize, is when politicians in these parties, we have a two-party system, which is just a joke. But when these parties go to war like this, we get hurt. Propaganda affects us. Somebody may do something, and, like some lunatic like the Tesla bomb guy outside of Trump's headquarters, outside of his casino, blows something up. People do, crazy stuff because they're unhinged over the political pressure. Things become unstable. Taxpayer money is wasted when our politicians go to war. Trump included. They're all part of the problem. Everybody's going to war with each other. You know what I mean? Allegorically, they're a political war on top of the wars that are really literally going on. We're funding. I didn't even mention that tonight, which Trump didn't talk about that at all. Well, I'm sure they'll get into that soon. But we are the ones that are hurt when we're having to be caught in the middle of these wars with our parties. We're the ones that are hurt. So I just say it's time to move forward. Yes, you don't want to move forward now that it's not your winning party. I get it. But when are we going to move forward? If the liberal wing, the Democrat Party, now keep in mind, I consider people that want, here's how I feel. If you want to jail your enemies, if you want chaos in the streets, if you wanted the inauguration to be interrupted, if you wanted Trump to get sick and not be able to make it, if you want some sort of a law to flip the election, you're an anarchist. You're not a Democrat. A Democrat is a person of the people, party of the, free speech, elections. I mean, the Democrats of the old days would make you crazy because they believed in extreme free speech. They believed in low taxation. And if there was taxation, it would go back to education and go back to helping the working class. They were not union busters. They were not anarchists. But your party has been taken over by a bunch of anarchists. So if I say Democrat, it's not the same thing as the lunatic anarchists that just want destruction and Trump to go down and everybody to go down, and they just want absolute power so they can do radical changes to the country. Well, they've already tried that, but that's not what I'm talking about. But look, if you're in the left, if you're a Democrat and you are upset and tired of all the wars, the political wars, when is it going to end unless it ends with you guys? Look, you guys are the Democrats are not the party in rule. So if they want to step forward and they want to show us what class, and I say me because I'm a libertarian, I'm not a liberal. I'm very liberal, but I'm fiscally conservative, so I'm a libertarian. So if the liberal party, the Democrats, want to be the party of class and decorum and show us the way because you're more enlightened, then fucking stop with the fucking investigations. Stop with the fucking bullshit and calling Trump a rapist and all this shit. Stop with the Nazi stuff. Stop. Stop doing that, and there won't be the reaction from the other side. Because you do that, what do you think is going to happen? War, right? I know you want to be the bigger person, but you can't. PBS cannot be pushing propaganda that Elon's a Nazi before the lunch is done an hour after Trump is sworn in, and you tell me that you want to stop the warring within our ruling class, our political classes. That's not what the media wants. They want chaos. They want anarchy. The anarchists run our media, but the voters don't. The voters are not anarchists. They don't run the media. The voters are just average people like me and you. Sometimes not so much average. But look, I'm depending on you. If you're a Democrat, to let's calm the rhetoric down. If you're a conservative, calm it down. If you don't, or a Republican, if you don't calm it down, then the Democrats calm it down. Show everybody else the way. That's all I'm saying. Show the way. So thanks for hanging out, guys. A lot of talky talk tonight. This was a lot of fun. Follow me on X, Snap, IG, and Rumble, YouTube as well. My name is Jason J. Daniel. This is the Jason J. Daniel Show. I do interviews as well. I bring people on. We talk about cool stuff. Look, the business of the day, the most important thing of the day right now is the inauguration and the America transforming. Trump has conquered, so we have to live with that and work with that and figure that out. So that's going to be exciting to kind of see how that goes. I mean, hey, never boring, right? In America. So yeah, follow me on Rumble, YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Subscribe on Rumble. X, you can follow me. I appreciate that. I do sports on TikTok, so I talk sports too. Hey, it's a big sports night. I did not watch the college game for a particular couple of reasons. Not my cup of tea now. I have an issue with college sports. I think it was cooked, so I think the two teams playing should not have been there, so I'm not excited about that. I'm kind of looking at the playoffs. We'll talk about that, but if you're interested in sports talk, check that out. And there you go. Have a great night, guys, and just stay safe, man. Stay safe. And this production is brought to you by Hollywood Zombie Productions. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.